Hello and good day. My name is Fernando Gallegos. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of CCMS and Associates. We are an independent adjusting firm based out of Dunedin, Florida. Beautiful sunny Dunedin, Florida. And today we're going to talk about negotiations. This is part one. There's several aspects of negotiations and we're going to break it down into small bite-sized pieces. And we're going to talk about who sets the price today. These are techniques brought to us by Columbia School of Law. One of the things that I want to express to you is that you might not want to put these into work because you have your own way of doing things and it works. If you have an effective negotiation methodology, hallelujah, use it. But I would definitely pay attention to this because you'll be able to recognize if somebody's using these techniques against you. So these are tried and true techniques that are being taught in the universities for the MBA types that do larger deals, buying companies. They're not just settling claims. We settle claims. It can be used in any aspect of your life if you understand negotiations and how to set a price. This will help you going a long way. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about why it's important for you to set a price. Usually you would think that by them setting a price, you'd be able to make a counter offer and come right in under their price and you'd be a hero, you'd have a small victory there. But that's actually opposite of what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to get out there aggressively and set the price first. Because if we don't set the price first, they're going to set the price. And if they set the price first, then we have to work up to their number rather than working from our number up. So there was an experiment at the Columbia University of Law, which they took the students' social security numbers, the last two digits of the social security number, mine's 39, my spouse's is 52, and they put it into their mind, that number into their mind. They had them repeated a couple times, 39, 39, 39, $39 shirt, $39 in cash, $39 value on those pairs of shoes, whatever it is, you put the number in their mind. And they put objects in front of them that they had no perception of the value. It could have been a camera, it could have been a monitor, it could have been a stool. They really don't have an understanding of what that value was. So in this experiment, the social security numbers that had a higher number, like 95 or 82, as opposed to 01 and 05, those higher numbers would relate to the objects at higher value. So they were actually perceived that the value was higher based upon the numbers that were kept repeating in their mind. The basis of the experiment was that the mind can be, I don't want to say manipulated, the mind can be brought around to a thought process if you embed something in it. And in this case, it's a number. And in this case, it's a lower number than the perceived value or the unknown value. Apple, when they first came out with the iPhone, they put it out on the market for $600. The public was shocked and they wouldn't buy the stuff. They were like, $600 for a phone? What ended up happening is Apple said, oh, my bad, and dropped it down to $400, and then it was a hit. Everyone loved it. Everyone bought iPhones, and now we have this iPhone dynasty. I can use this also in a second story. If we're buying a car, say $1,500 car, and you did your research, which we're going to get to that because it's very important that you do your homework, your research on the subject matter that you're negotiating on. It's $1,500 that they're asking for it. You research, it's about $1,000. You want to offer something lower than that. You want to offer $850, even as low as $700. You want to start the process there, and you want to embed it into your negotiation partner's mind that $700 is a good price for this vehicle. I think $700 is a good price because these are the reasons. I mean, maybe it had some problems with the tires. It's got a dent in it. Whatever it is, you can you put the number out there first. I have $700 cash. Will you take $700 cash now? Is $700 a fixed price? You're putting that $700 into his mind, and you're planting the seed that you have a perceived value of that property. So with that knowledge, he's gonna perceive the value to be lower than his asking price of $1,500. You're gonna come down to $700, and there's gonna be a middle ground where you're able to meet each other and come up with a conclusion for that price. But the point is that you put the number out there first, you did it aggressively, you put a perceived value on that property, and you embedded it in his mind. So again, be aggressive with coming out there with a number. The second point I want to talk about is doing your homework. You have to do your homework. If you don't understand what you're talking about, then you're going to be at the mercy of his knowledge base. So if you don't put a value on it, let's talk about that $1,500 car again. If you went out there and really didn't do your homework on the vehicle, you could perceive that the value of the vehicle is around $1,500. And the owner is not going to let up to anything that would lower that value. So your starting point is at a disadvantage. You're in a weaker situation if you let them set the price first. But not just that, but you didn't do your homework. So you're kind of in a situation where you have no perception of the value. And if you just throw a number out there, you might be insulting and just be laughed out, and that negotiation would be all said and done. So as a wrap up, we want to talk about being the first one to set the price. Get out there, be aggressive, set the price, set the value of it. In our case, it's the estimate. Your authority is going to be higher than that, because we're looking for a release. And also, do your homework. Research. Understand what you're talking about. If you don't understand what you're talking about, you're gonna be letting him set the value on it, and that'll put you in a disadvantage. So, those two things, it'll make a strong negotiation beginning. It's a strong understanding on how to set the plate, to make this a successful negotiation. And happy negotiating. Again, this is part one of negotiations, how to set the price. My name is Hernando Gallegos. I'm the CEO of CCMS and Associates, and I want to wish you a great day.